Welcome to part 2 of session 7. It's been a week for you, it's been 20 minutes for us. And we're going to pick up the story after the parties have visited the library and the Solace of Sorcery and got a massive lore dump from
Rebecca's mom.
God. Hi, Rebecca's mum. Yeah, wave. Several hours have passed since then. I'm gonna advance the time on my little tracker. So let's call it 5 PM. So you've got 2 hours before you need to be at Lord Umber's castle, and you're all back at the Golden Dragon Tavern and Inn, and you meet back up to discuss what you may or may not have found out. This is where you guys discuss it.
Give the rings to the others and say, the cleric here, he has much to say about our trip to the magic shop. I think you're better off to explain it than myself.
I'm not sure we should talk about it openly in the tavern without wearing these rings.
What do the rings do?
They shield you from the gods listening in.
Oh.
But they would prevent me from healing as well until I could remove the curse.
Why would we want to cut ourselves off?
Because
I don't understand.
what was revealed is dangerous to know.
Very dangerous.
I don't think we should utter it.
I don't want to be cut off from Murden and Vivian. I understand I'm on a different plane of existence, but I was always taught to keep an open mind that they're still alive.
You don't have to wear the ring forever, Maeve. Just long enough.
Maybe when I can remove curses, it will be easier.
Well, the gods have proven time and time again that they do not look down upon me. So I am more than happy to wear one of these rings and regale the information that our mage friend from the shop has imposed upon us.
Right, so if you put the ring on, if you want to attune to it, it instantly attunes. There's no waiting time.
Okay.
Yeah,
I take the ring and slip the ring on.
I wouldn't be able to heal as effectively, would I?
No, your healing would be cut in half. But you already do more healing anyway.
Yeah, I've put mine on as well. And when we were told about like the interfering with the connection with the weave, I don't know if anyone would have noticed this, but Venera was almost somewhere between relieved and excited about that part. Don't know if anyone there would have caught it.
I suggest we go somewhere private, because the gods could use the people around us to listen in instead.
The gods on their tricks. Okay, where do you suggest? Back into the back garden again?
How about one of our rooms?
We'll lead the way.
I'm conflicted.
Maeve's got the biggest room.
I was gonna say, probably best to come to one of ours.
Should we leave Maeve out of this for now?
I don't think I want to be cut off right now.
You don't have to wear the ring. I'm wearing the ring. I will just inform you of the information we have been given.
If you believe that your gods would be angry with this information, I would rather not hear it.
To my people, the gods are just there. They fight amongst themselves. They have no real concern with us. Maybe to my bald-headed friend here, he seems to have a big target on his back.
Apparently, I am glowing with divine energy.
What were you going to say, DM?
I was just going to point out to Dubar, he is correct. His people don't give a shit about the prime gods. They worship someone called Marjan, who isn't in the pantheon as far as you're concerned.
And Callie's always been kind of like, she never really felt that she fit in worshipping the same gods as her parents. So, and with the information she knows, she becomes kind of like,
Okay, so I take the others apart from
I'll stay down in the gardens.
Maeve. Yeah.
I think.
Come to my room. Mine would be the second largest.
I'll
You can use my room. I don't mind that.
I'll attune to my ring and sacrifice my ability to heal until I can remove curses.
yeah, I'm attuning to my ring.
Okay, anybody who wants to do it, you can put it on and instantly attune. Is Nameless putting the ring on?
He hesitates a little bit, but he pulls off his gauntlet and slides on the ring.
Okay. You put the ring on, and you put your gauntlet back over the top, and it's almost like you can't feel the ring at all.
That's convenient.
Whilst I'm in the garden, though, I am probably going to try and do, just try and talk to nature and basically sending thoughts, prayers, feelings to her gods.
Okay.
And just sort of like, if you got any answers for me? Obviously not expecting an answer.
Okay, so you can prostrate yourself in the garden. Whilst Rory and I'm assuming the rest of the party is Lilith go in as well.
She's hovering. She doesn't know, but then she's intrigued, so she will join, but she'll be at the very edge.
Okay. So you're gonna put your ring
Mm.
Before
she does that, she doesn't want people to know, but it's no, she's gonna, because she doesn't trust the ring, she's gonna join Maeve. Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah,
you're not putting it on either.
Mm-mm.
That's fine.
She needs to know more information.
You're not gonna know unless you put the
No,
ring on.
but she doesn't want to put it on. That's the thing, because it could interfere with who she is. It could be for the better or for the worse, but she doesn't want to risk it without the information.
Well, just as an aside, I don't know whether Maeve has got it prepared, but Maeve could actually cast Identify on it.
I can do it as a ritual anyway, even when it's not prepared.
Right, okay. So, Rory, you take the rest of the party and you go into Venera's room. And the people that are with you, so it's you, Venera, Nameless, Callista, and Dubar. So, only Nameless is not got a clue of what actually happened.
I read them the truth.
You read them the entire book.
The sections are different.
Right. Okay.
It's story time.
It's story time.
Wait, are
Vanilla-
snacks and beverages provided during the story time?
No.
You could take snacks and beverages.
Well, that
if you want.
changes everything. Don't want to know.
I don't care anymore.
So, Vanera, as you hear this version, written by a god, about what actually happened, things that stand out to you particularly is the creation of the elves and the fact that the elves are the younger race, not the elder race that they keep telling everybody that they are. That they weren't created by Myrden. And it kind of confirms to you that Myrden and Vivian are dead. Which is something that most of the elves suspected anyway, because it was like a grand sacrifice to get you all over. But this confirms it.
I look at her and I say, I'm sorry.
Venera will just put a hand to the silver pendant that she wears in her crescent moon and say, there are moments, dark moments, in which I have been grateful for the protection of the gods, but largely they abandoned me long ago. Do not care. But thank you.
The thing that is surprising to everybody is a lot of you have heard Rory's rhetoric over the last few weeks, do by a bit longer than that, about how his god stole fire and gave it to mortals and allowed them to create and stuff like that. Where the actual truth of the matter is, it was a divine flame that gave mortals free will, which put them on an equal footing to the gods. They could create, they could destroy.
We became gods. In a way.
And yeah, and it was very threatening to the rulers of heaven. And Julius sent a calamity to wipe out mankind after Ithas's rebellion, betrayal, however you want to phrase it. However, a hero arose to stand up against the monsters that Julius sent, and eventually they were defeated, and they were all mankind was saved. This all happened around 10,000 years ago. You get the distinct impression that at the time that this happened, humanity and the other races, such as like halflings and dwarves, were actually quite advanced. They had cities. They, they had trade. They had writing. They had language, in general. And it's been long since been thought that the elves taught all this to the material plane 6,000 years ago. So you get the distinct impression that whatever happened, whatever Julius sent, knocked the material plane back to the Stone Age almost. And they had to restart.
I would explain Dubar's ancient language predating the events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The same language is written on that sword by Itas. Maybe Maeve's not ready to know this.
Would I
Yes.
know of any legends, stories, myth
I
that
would like to say
predates?
I would like to say yes, actually, but I want you to make a history check to see how well you remember them.
Okay.
Ooh, very
Well.
good.
Natural 20.
Natural 20, right?
No,
Okay.
it's 21.
So with the 21, the teachings or the stories that the elders used to tell you when you were growing up were all about this god, the wild one called Marjan, used to come over and visit the material plane quite regularly, and he taught the tribes how to read and how to write. He's always been there's pictures of him in some of the holy books that the tribes keep, and they are shown, and he's always portrayed as having like copper coloured hair and being very thin and pale and having pointy ears.
Does he look like David Bowie?
Yeah, kind of. He looks a little bit like David Bowie, yeah. And there is a legend of a lady of the lake handing a very powerful weapon over to a hero. But that story has been passed down, and as far as your tribe is concerned, it happened in the very far north.
In the very far north, okay.
I've given your tribe all my good advice.
I am going to impart this knowledge onto the rest of them. After hearing what Rory has to say.
So Kelly would kind of ask, like, so is there an age where they teach you guys to read and write?
Do you want me
It's,
to answer that?
Hmm?
Do you want me to answer that for you?
I'll answer it, but let's see
Alright.
if I get this right.
Go on.
Or you can, the reading and writing is it's more for the elders. Of course, some of us read and write. Some are who are not the elders, the warriors. There are a few, but mainly it's the elders, the wise folk, the learned. They impart their knowledge onto us. We listen, and we act with our fists and our blades.
So if you can't read or write, their stories could be fake.
Of course.
Could be half-truths.
All stories could be fake.
You're not
Just
wrong.
because you read something on a piece of paper doesn't mean that it's infallible.
No, anything's possible. But
And this is why we listen to the elders. It is the elders' job to figure out what is truth, what is fake. And they impart their knowledge onto us, and then it is our decision, our choice, whether to listen to them. Or whether to chop their heads off, if they've been lying to us.
The interesting thing is, after listening to Dubar's stories and what is in the book of the truth, they largely agree with each other.
Right.
have you yourself ever wanted to learn to read or write?
I have wanted many things. But I'm a mere human. I only have a certain amount of time on this planet, in this world. So I have chosen to live by the blade.
Fair enough. You are a good ally to have.
and that is what I try to be.
Kelly
But
just
more than
without...
but more than an ally, I wish to be a friend amongst you all as well.
I would consider you a friend. You've saved my butt more than once.
And
What
my
do we-
bald-headed friend here has saved my butt a number of times, especially when we first met.
I think if we all look out for each other, we'll all be pretty good friends.
I agree.
So what do we do now?
Nameless clears his throat and rises and goes over to Rory with his parchment of his notes, and he points specifically to the god that Kalusian is now under, and the paladin, Alexei Sokolov. And he runs his finger over the name of the guy, Lilith.
So the Calusians now worship Lilith.
Mhm.
He nods.
Interesting.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mhm.
Right, in the garden. Well,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
Mm.
It seems like I know you've not really said much there, but I really want to cut you off before you go too far. So
Let's go storm Calusian! Kill Lilith!
what's
Restore the
Maven?
elves back to their homeland.
Not me!
What's Maven Lilith doing in the garden?
Like
I
I
know.
said, I'm pottering around just basically
Yeah.
trying to get some form of answers. But I know I'm not going to get them.
I keep looking back up. I'm wondering if I've made the right decision or not.
Well, you're keeping the ring on you. You're just not wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ring's in my pack as well.
Okay.
I currently don't trust it. I don't see the reason why I need to know or cut off my god right.
oh, somebody's going to be disappointed here in a little while.
That's fine.
Well,
She has her faith, and that's the point.
I would definitely say to all of you before we leave the room, like, please do not tell Maeve any of this unless she asks to hear. Not ready. It will hurt her too much.
Okay. Moving on. We is there anything you want to do before you go to Lord Umber's castle?
I need a dress.
I need to wax my dome.
You've got literally 2 hours before you've got to be there. It's going to take you 30 minutes to get there. So you've got an hour and a half to do whatever you need to do.
Give us
I've
a
got fuck ton
rundown on.
of hair I need to brush.
Give us a rundown on this lord, because I don't know much about him.
We don't know much about him, to be fair.
He was the one that was, I think, handing out the bounties at the Royal Chain for the monsters, and after hearing that we'd dealt with the fortress, I think he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Did he give it? He didn't give it to us directly, did he? The quest.
No, we
No.
got it from the postmasters.
The postmaster. Yeah.
I'll give you a brief recap.
beef?
Beef
Yeah.
recap. The full count. I'll give you the full count. So, the postmaster was telling you that the quests were being, or the rewards were being paid by Lord Umber. After getting back from sorting out with those goblins and finding a letter in the goblin hideout, which you handed over to the postmaster, he sent that off to Lord Umber, and then about a day ago, you received a letter in reply. The letter read as follows: Dear Rory, Dubar, Maeve, Venera, Lilith, Callista, and the Nameless Knight, aka the Total Earos, but with an E.
Total Earos.
Eros.
Yeah.
Kind of regretting that name now.
I am very impressed with the work that you recently did for our fair city, and would like to congratulate you on a job well done. I have heard of some of the other things you have done around the city, especially in Dunhay, such as stopping a well-known crime ring, extorting a local stall owner, and setting up a new shrine with a soup kitchen for the poorest among the citizens. This part of the city is, of course, very close to my heart. I found the letter you gave the clerk at the Royal Chain very troubling, for two reasons. Firstly, it would seem that we have someone taking advantage of the bounty system we have in place. And secondly, and most importantly, the news of an orcish warlord in the area is of great concern. I would like to formally invite you to my humble abode for dinner tomorrow evening. It's at 6:30 actually, so I'll knock a bit of time off, so you've still got an hour and a half.
Okay.
As I would like to discuss the situation with you. You have had not an insignificant effect on this city in the short time you have been here, and I believe that a close working relationship would benefit us all. I look forward to our meeting. Signed, Lord Devon Umber, Lord of Dunhay, Marshal of the Realm.
Right. May I suggest we use our 3 hour and a half to brainstorm a new name?
I thought it was going to be the Silver Threads, to be fair.
We
That
really
would
want
draw
to broadcast
a lot
that.
of attention.
Maeve didn't know that.
Nah.
Do the Knights of Leroy Jenkins need to live on?
I think it should.
Knights of Leroy. You can jump campaigns. And worlds.
We're just that awesome.
I mean, come on now.
Okay, so what you doing? You got an hour and a half.
I'm gonna have a bath.
Yeah, I'm gonna smarten myself up.
Find the best oils you can find.
Yeah. Have a bath.
I'll give him some wax.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
would.
got a. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I would get myself cleaned up, and I'd be polishing my armor to the best of my ability because, if anybody knows anything about dwarves, we don't dress up. We're
No.
wearing our best armor, showing it off, peacocking the heck out of it.
Well, I believe you're wearing
Yeah.
leather armour, are you, at the moment? Are you wearing leather
Yeah.
armour?
Yeah,
You can
I'm
polish that shit up so it's like a mirror.
I do. I make it look amazing.
I'll change into a spare green dress that I'm carrying, so I'll move out of the leather breastplate and the green tunic and just got a full length green dress. Like it's not showy at all, but it's
I'm actually
nice.
wearing
And I will
scales.
check that Maeve is actually like bathing and brushing her hair and actually wearing clothes and all of that.
Make
I
sure she
know how
brushes
to
her
look proper now. I
And-
did
and
have to go
shoes.
into the city a few times.
teeth. Maeve's the only one who knows a spell that can clean everything up.
I shave my chest.
Exactly.
Wow, you shave your chest.
Yeah, of course I do.
You see,
And his legs.
And my legs, yeah.
And his legs.
on his arms, you can't get the oil in that hair.
Oh, absolutely. Just I shave everywhere, apart from my head.
He's got to have the perfect oily body, hasn't he? And the hair just gets in the way.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you all
Don't know you're talking about them.
you all get prepared in your individual ways, and you meet outside the Golden Dragon, ready to go, with 30 minutes to spare. It takes you 30 minutes to make your way down to the south of the city through Dunhay, to where you approach the castle. Right, anyway, so as the sun sets over the sea, casting the alleys of Dunhay town in deep shadows, you arrive at Lord Umber's castle. The structure looms over the western edge of Dunhay. a fortress of dark stone that reflects the rugged, resilient nature of the quarter it oversees. Unlike the refined architecture of Seawain City, Lord Umber's stronghold is built for strength and function. Its towers rising from the castle walls like silent sentinels, ever-present mist curling around the walls. The iron gates that mark the entrance creak open, revealing a worn but well-maintained path leading up to the castle's main doors. Lanterns swaying in the evening breeze cast pools of flickering light across the cobblestones, highlighting the crest of a silver wolf against a black field on banners that hang from the ramparts. Guards clad in some somber colours that blend with the dusk nod respectfully as they guide you forward. Despite the imposing exterior, the inside of Lord Umber's estate carries a surprising warmth. The corridors are lit by rows of brass sconces, their flames dancing in the cool air and mist that drifts in from open windows. The scent of roasted meats and spiced wine fills the air, mingling with the earthly aroma of the castle's stone walls. The sound of life, a distant laugh, the clatter of a servant's footsteps echo softly through the halls, giving the place a lived-in, welcoming feel. The butler, a slender figure with neatly combed white hair and formal demeanour, meets you at the threshold. He offers a deep bow, his expression polite but guarded. My lords and ladies, Lord Umber eagerly awaits your arrival in the great hall. Please follow me. And he takes you in, down a few corridor doors into this large hall. The great hall of Lord Umber's castle is an imposing yet inviting space. Its high vaulted ceilings adorned with banners depicting his crest, a silver wolf on a black field. A long polished oak table sits at the centre, laden with a feast of roasted meats, fresh bread, cheeses and spiced wine. The warm glow of the candlelight reflects off the dark wood, casting dancing shadows on the stone walls. You see Lord Humber, and I will bring a picture up for you. Change players. There you go. Rightly guessed from the spoilers last night.
Oh, man.
Is his name Bruce?
No.
Bruce Umber.
He's a tall man. He has a slightly stern face, but his face softens slightly with a welcoming smile. He stands as you enter. He's dressed in dark embroidered robes and a purple, cloak. And he gestures to seats prepared for you. He speaks with a voice that holds the weight of authority but carries an undercurrent of genuine interest. Welcome, friends, to my humble home. Please sit. We have much to discuss, but first let's enjoy this meal together. I trust the journey was not too taxing?
Nope.
What a pleasant walk.
So, you sit down and you enjoy a meal for half an hour. There's literally everything that you can think of that might be at a banquet, but it's laid on just for the 8 of you, including Umber himself. As the meal is drawing to a close, he looks at all of you and he says, I've heard much of your recent exploits, but tell me, what drove you to take up the life of adventures? What motivates each of you?
Well, were we in need
Knowledge.
of coin? Or knowledge? Coin and knowledge. We have
Coin
to
and
live. We have to
knowledge.
make a living.
He means the grander scheme of things. Why am I a cleric of Ithas?
Oh, it's merely a general question. I'm just curious. What brings you all to my city?
I'm on a pilgrimage to bring the word of Ithas to these people. I come from the temple, a long way away.
Oh, we've lost someone.
And these
Oh,
are
sorry.
people I met on the way.
We've lost a Lilith.
Sarah. Yeah.
You still there, Sarah? Oh no.
These
Lily
people are
gone.
my friends.
I don't think she's gone. I think she's just stopped the camera for a moment.
Oh, it sounds like
I can hear
Discord's
something.
gone weird.
Yeah, it's still awesome.
Try disconnecting and reconnecting.
Jiggle the handle.
We're coming back in.
Yeah, it looks like we've lost connection. Oh.
This
Like
game's
hiccups.
a great clusterfuck so far.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, anyway, moving on.
Technology.
The Weaver's been very unstable lately, and we're back.
Sorry, Dawson did something weird. He saw other cat on screen and he was like, I must see. So apologies.
No, it was
That's
the
fine.
cat.
Apologies.
So, in your short time you've been here, I've noticed your actions in Dunhay. You show care for the people here. Tell me, what do you see as the greatest need of this city?
All cities need security.
People need their freedom. And their freedom is being stopped by the events that are happening. They're suffering.
I couldn't agree with you more there, on that point. And on that point, you know we have this bounty system set up. What do you think of the bounty system we have in place? Have you encountered any signs of deceit or foul play yourselves?
Yes, some of the goblins we found, they had already been missing an ear, like they were. Someone might have been striking a deal with them to make money.
Really? Striking a deal with the Greenskins?
Like
That's
they were complicit.
One explanation. Or they were re-released.
Yes, I read in that letter that you so kindly recovered and sent my way that this seems to be a concern of the orcs themselves, so I think maybe the capture and re-release scenario is the most likely in this case. How would you, as a group, approach uncovering who is behind this bounty fraud? I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Get some bait. When you're trying to trap
I
an animal in
wouldn't.
the wild. You would?
I wouldn't. No, I would watch the area, see the different comings and goings, assess it more rather than trap, because if you trap, then you put people on edge. If you watch and make them feel at ease or carry on as normal, that's surely better to understanding.
Well, what I meant was... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we've lost
I
you.
was just gonna say, instead of ears, why not?
No, I think
whole head.
Lauren was trying to speak, but we didn't hear you.
Oh,
No, your
Oh,
mic
right.
isn't
Yeah.
transmitting again.
We can't hear.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
How's all this cat hair coming from?
I was brushing Jonesy, and now there's cat hair everywhere. But anyways, what do a lot of adventurers love to do? But talk about their conquests in, let's say, a bar or tavern per se.
I think the Harn one speaks some truth here. That's all we have to do, is just drink and be merry, and they will spill the beans.
Really? I suppose your idea has some merit, but a crime of this magnitude, if they speak or spill the beans, as you so eloquently put it there, in the wrong place, they will find themselves in a dungeon. I'm tending to agree with the small one there. I believe your name is Lilith. I think your plan has a lot of merit.
Thank you, I guess.
What I meant by bait was not necessarily trap them, but attract whoever is keen on doing this, and then observe them, as the lift says. I mean, you've got a record of everyone who's collected bounties.
That indeed I do.
It stands to reason that the name is already on that list somewhere.
I'm sorry, my elvish friend with the red hair there. You sounded like you was going to speak.
I was just gonna pose a possible solution. That's all.
Well, please.
Instead of offering up ears, which generally a lot of creatures tend to have two of, why not just offer something that they have one of?
What would you suggest? Most creatures have two of everything.
Well,
A nose,
a lot of
perhaps?
people really have one head or one nose.
It's a little
Grizzly.
So yes, I think I agree with your cleric friend there. That's transporting a few ears is not too much of a problem, but 7 heads in a duffel bag, for example, would be quite.
Well, that's why the people who get the bounties generally take a horse. Surely.
I've still got to think of my poor postmasters. I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate heads being put on the counter.
Well, how about scalps?
Yeah.
Scalps, maybe.
Why I
Or a hand?
suggested
Why don't we try and catch the people who are doing this?
I agree there. I don't like this. This is too much blood.
that's why I suggested taverns, but not the
agree.
ones the guards frequent.
There is something else rather small that generally a lot of these critters tend to have. And only one of.
You can't be saying that. I'm not touching one of
I'm
those
only saying.
things. And not all of them have one of those.
Generally, the women stay at home rather than.
How do you know?
Because that's the general way of life.
I mean, yes, it is, but
I gotta
maybe
be
not
right back,
amongst
sec.
Okay.
these orcs and greenskin folk. But I don't know much about the greenskin folk.
I'm not
I
sure
didn't
that
know
Lord
much about
Umber
them
is
either.
asking for help in devising a system that is resilient against corruption necessarily, but with help in figuring out who's doing this.
No, you please go discussing amongst yourselves. I'm learning a lot about your respective characters.
Well, I would choose to track the nearest party of orcs and see who interacts with them in what way, but I am more comfortable in the forest than in taverns.
I mean, if you restrict it to one ear, then you could end up with a situation where goblins find out about this and cut off that ear.
Quite.
They generally won't cut off their own genitalia, though, will they?
If it is, I don't know why we're talking about genitals again, Maeve.
Yes, I'm
She
finding
has a
this
slight obsession.
rather. It raises so many questions. Like, there are female orcs, for example. I mean, what? In fact, don't even answer the question. Forget I asked anything. Let's move on. So,
there were so many ways Maeve could have derailed this, and I wasn't expecting this one.
So, this news that you brought of this orcish warlord is quite troubling. Have you had any encounters with orcs in the region? And what do you make of this threat?
They seem more organized than they do on the outside. There seems to be a hierarchy, and they're receiving orders from somewhere.
That is rather troubling. I mean, evidence that you brought just the letter seems to suggest that. The orcs have never been one for organisation in the past. More a force of chaos rather than an organised band. So, I tend to agree with you there. So, let me ask you this then. Should a conflict with the orcs arise, do you believe you have the strength to face it head on?
Nope.
If they
Not
would send out a war party, no, we would have a single chance.
You mean the city?
I mean, I don't mean you seven alone, but do you seven have the strength to face an oncoming orcish threat? If you had backup, I mean, if they attacked the city, for example, you wouldn't be alone. But would you be on the walls defending this city?
I would, in a heartbeat.
Gladly.
Yes.
I'm with them.
Sure?
I would lay my life down for the lowliest among you, and for my friends.
What about the big one there? You don't look like you'd shy away from a fight.
Of course not, but I'm not a fool either.
I'm not here to change the world, I'm just here to learn about it.
I don't want to put my friends' lives at risk.
I would rather get to know me.
Some interesting answers. What about you? And he looks at Nameless. You've been rather silent through this entire thing. Have you any thoughts on or feelings on these subjects?
He looks at the Lord for a moment, clears his throat, and he says, "There are bigger worries in this world than mere orcs."
Really? I don't suppose that you're wrong with that, but I'm looking merely at the city I am charged with protecting and the very near future.
So you expect a fight in the very near future? Blech.
Well, when I say near future, I mean, threats in a 10-day to a year. I've got to... That is my near future. But the thoughts of orcs mobilizing and organizing is rather disturbing to me.
Would you like to see if we could try and find out more?
Very possibly. I have a few more questions, though. If given the resources and backing, what would you change about Dunhay?
I don't know enough about the place to say what I would or wouldn't change.
Get rid of that mob that wants to shake down the market stalls.
I would get rid of the corruption.
But there's corruption everywhere. You can't get rid of it completely.
If you were to discover corruption closer to, let's say, the heart of Bridge City, how far would you be willing to go to root it out?
Now the knight really looks at him confused. What is in the heart of the city?
These are merely hypotheticals.
He's trying to understand our character.
It doesn't sound like a hypothetical, though. It sounds like he knows something and he's trying to keep it away from us.
That may be true, my dear elf. But I've only just met you.
I would shine the light of Ithas on the shadows so that they were no more.
Jobar doesn't deal in hypotheticals. It just deals with what the truth is and what's in front of him.
Okay.
Now,
so,
what is it exactly that you want from us?
Okay. Very abrupt there. I will... Okay. I'll be honest with you. I believe, after our meal and my somewhat mild interrogations of you, that our interests seem to align, at least for the most part. You see, this city, this country, they've suffered under the weight of corruption and lawlessness for too long. I need people I can trust. People like you.
You can trust us?
Well, I'm assuming you've been honest since entering my great hall.
Yeah, what's the point in lying? It just gets you in shit at the end of the day.
Believe me, I'd know if you was lying.
I believe you would.
Oh, let me guess. Is the Circle of Truth spell?
Not quite. But you, I can see, quite a dangerous one, aren't you, at the heart?
Me? No. I wouldn't hurt a fly, really. Not on purpose, at least.
Well, I would... Getting back to the large man's question, I would like you to help me. I would like you to help me cleanse these lands, and in return, I offer you employment. I'll give you 2 gold per 10-day each. I will also cover your room and board at the Golden Dragon, as well as payment for any tasks I entrust with you. Is this something that you think you can do?
What is it that we are cleansing this land of?
Well, the corruption, any threats of monstrous attacks or incursions, such as the bounties that are posted normally in the Royal Chain Office, but instead of going there, you get them directly from me. And whilst you're doing this, you'll keep an eye out for anything else that may or may not be happening that I'm not aware of.
I do not spy, and I do not go on crusades.
I'm not asking for spies. I have plenty of those.
But what if we have jobs elsewhere apart from the city?
Such as at libraries.
Well,
She perks up there. It's like, yay! I like a library. I work there.
The only time they would I suppose, interfere would be if I had to send you out to do a clean-up operation, such as what you did with the goblins on the tradeway. Some of these things may take several days to complete, as the Principality of Seawain is quite a big country. It might involve some travel.
Well, we're in need of coin.
I mean, 2 gold is pretty good.
It's 2 gold each per 10 day, whether work or play.
A retainer.
Yes. And you will be paid for each task I give you.
Money isn't everything.
She has a point.
No, money is not everything, but we need
still
food in
sounds
our
like a
bellies
crusade.
and roofs above our heads. We need shelter, new weapons, clothing.
I've obviously not lived in
Entertainment.
squalor before.
Well, perhaps in our situation we could also use an ally.
I agree.
Well, if you are agreeable, I have here a contract of employment. That I would
Your
like.
mic's gone down again, Lauren. I thought I could see you try to talk.
Yeah, I did too.
Can we see the contract?
No.
No.
Hang on a second.
We need to read the small print.
I think we've got you back there.
I can...
Yeah, you're back.
Speak!
Okay.
I'll read
Perfect.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
I was saying, and perhaps the travel to different locations might give us.
Oh.
Yeah, you just
We've lost
faded
you again.
right out.
Oh my god.
She's basically saying it would make it easier to travel.
Yes, it would. He hands you the contract. It is very plain. There's no hidden stuff. It's a simple contract of employment that states that he will pay each of the party members 2 gold per 10 day. It will be paid in silver pieces, so it's 20 silver per 10 day. And he will also cover your room and board for private rooms at the Golden Dragon, which will include bed, breakfast and evening meal. And it also states that anytime you are asked to do a specific task, there will be a reward payment for that on top of what he's already offering. So it'd be like taking a bounty, and you'd get that on top.
And how do we get out of this contract?
You simply come to me and explain that you want to leave my service, and there being no hard feelings.
And how can we guarantee that there'll be no hard feelings?
The knight grunts.
I suppose you have my word. If I break my word, the king will have my head. So, there's that.
I don't see the harm.
You nobles and your contracts, but I suppose we need the money.
You're what, Maeve?
I don't like contracts, not without reading them first.
Well, it's out. You can read it. He's handed it to Rory to have a look at.
Pass it to Maeve.
I know it's a daft one, but can I check it for any underhandedness?
Absolutely. Make a underhanded check roll.
Like, did we get paid more on a caravan?
Or what happens if we try to break it, actually? Or is there anything that, we must follow him to the letter? We must,
Given your background, you can do an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. That's an 18 on the die. I think it's plus 5 on my investigation. Yeah, plus 5. 23.
Right, so there's nothing in there that will that seems to be in detriment to you. There is a clause about you breaking the law whilst you're under contract. So if you commit any crimes within the city without it being approved by Lord Umber first, you will be put to death.
Oh, great.
Any crime.
Any crime.
That's a little bit harsh, don't you think?
Why are you planning
No
on breaking
trial,
the law,
no.
Maeve?
I'm just saying, what if we don't know 100% of the law?
Oh, something
Well-
accidental happens.
We do have.
Provided with a charter of laws.
If-
Accidents happen.
Accidents do happen. Okay, and I'm willing to alter this clause. Okay. Instead of seeking my approval first, I will allow you to do it retroactively as long as it's reported to me within 24 hours. And then if it is an accident, I can clear it up with the order of the bridge. But it only covers you while you are in the walls of the city. Anything outside of the walls, I don't need to know about.
Can we take some time to think this over, please? Like a day or two? That'd be quite nice. Please and thank you.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, if you'd like to think it over,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but you
They
don't
need to let
seem.
the other candidates know.
You don't. Yes, quite. You don't seem like a bunch of habitual lawbreakers.
No, but having a contract in my head, it feels weird.
I don't think Maeve likes being bound by law.
How about this? What about a probationary period where there's no contract? I will employ you for a month on a probationary period. At the end, at any point during this month, we can say goodbye to each other. No hard feelings.
This I can agree on.
I feel a little more comfortable. I like my name to be my name. Do you understand?
Not really. I mean, I'm not asking for your soul.
No, but you're designating us to do something that we don't know what it might be in the end of the day.
Yes, but you could always refuse any particular task. I'm not...
You don't break the law by refusing.
You know, if I give you a task to go and fight an ancient dragon, for example, you could quite rightly turn around to me and say, I don't think we're ready to do this quite yet. And refuse it. And I won't hold it against you. I'm just looking for a group of people that I know to be trustworthy. I know you're not taking advantage of the bounty system. You're the ones that have reported that there's a problem. You're the ones that have brought me the evidence of a warlord in the area. You're the ones that have helped the people of my small, humble town of Dunhay over the last 10 days get through the hardest times they've suffered in years. I mean, thankfully, the first caravan has just come in via the road since you cleared the blockage nearly, just over a 10-day ago. And the people are already starting to see the benefit. I mean, I'm just trying to help you in a way that you've already helped me.
Well, I agree to this probation period. Now, what is the first task that you had for us?
Well, if you are willing to, I would like you to begin by investigating a matter that has recently come to my attention, the bounty fraud.
Okay.
There are several bounty hunting groups operating within the city. There's the Tusk Breakers, the Iron Helms, and the Shadow Stalkers. I suspect one of them is cheating the system. I would like you to shadow these groups, observe their activities, and uncover who is behind it. Bring me the truth, and you will be rewarded.
Perhaps we could get ourselves hired by some of these groups.
Well, I believe we're already somewhat acquainted with the Tusk Breakers, aren't we?
That is right.
They seem like the shady ones to me, but that's myself.
Yes, not particular favourites of ours.
That doesn't mean they're guilty of this crime, though.
No, but I doubt they'd hire us either.
There is a good level
I have no
scout when he
quarrel with
wants
them.
to be.
Maybe I could infiltrate.
What was Maeve saying?
I said Dara can be a good scout when he wants to be.
When he's not being yeeted through the woods.
Yeah. Right, so if you accept, then I will send word to the Golden Dragon that they're not to charge you. I believe your rent's actually due this week.
I accept.
Oh yeah. So
And those of you that don't have individual rooms will have individual rooms and some privacy. The reward for uncovering who is behind the bounty fraud. Now, for this, if you successfully bring me the truth, I will be willing to pay a sum of 250 gold pieces and a voucher for the smithy for one weapon each of a slightly more uncommon quality.
Interesting.
You have yourselves some investigators, I think. This is
Maeve?
a worthy cause.
It's acceptable to you?
I suppose if it's acceptable to everybody else, I'm not gonna say no.
Oh, come on, Maeve. We're gonna find some bad guys.
You know their reasons. I like to know all the information before making my own judgment.
And that is a very worthy point of view there. I mean, if you visit the Royal Chain in the morning, and if you give them this, and he hands a seal over to the party, it's just whoever wants to take it can take it, but it's the seal is about this big, and it's like, he says, this is my official seal, and they will divulge any information that you require from the records on these three groups. And if they're currently out on a job, they will tell you where they are going.
Sounds good.
So whoever wants to take it can have the official seal of Lord Umber put in their inventory.
I'll take it if you want.
I think you're potentially the most responsible of us.
Yay!
Never trust the priest.
Great.
Seal
Yeah,
of
you
Lord
shouldn't.
Umbar.
Yeah, you shouldn't trust him. His fucking mentor was Father Ted.
Yeah, yeah, Teddy. He was a Scouser too. Seal of Lord Umbar. Yeah, I think our viewers, all three of them, should vote on what accent Rory has.
Yeah, okay. What's the choices?
Scouse.
Cockney.
Brummy,
Scouse.
Cockney,
Yeah.
or Yorkshire.
Right, so there you go, viewers. All three of you. You can vote on Rory's accent. Number 1, Scouse. Number 2, Brummy. Number 3, what was it? Cockney.
Okay.
Yes.
And number 4,
Yeah.
Yorkshire. So put 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments below, and we'll tally it up.
Or fifth option. Alan Rickman.
Oh, Alan Rickman. Right, okay, so we're getting close to the end of the session now anyway, so give us a sample of each of these voices for Rory. You've got to say the same
Scout.
sentence each time.
Scout.
So we-
Okay. The silver threads. Brummy. The silver threads. Cockney. The silver threads. Yorkshire.
Silver threads are the silver threads.
Silver threads. The silver threads.
So there you go, there's your choices. Vote in the comment section below. And
That'll be
we'll
our
probably
first
get
video
back
with
to you
comments.
we'll get back to you in probably about 3 or 4 weeks when this video comes out.
I'll
We'll have
find out.
to
I have to
wait.
talk like Alan Rickman for the next few months. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
So the sessions are going to be 5 hours now.
No!
Oh no.
So with that, Lord Umby bids you a good night. You've all been well fed. You head back to the Golden Dragon to finish the evening off. And that's where we'll leave the session. I think we'll end it there. So next time, you can start your investigation, if you so desire.
Awesome.
Will that be a new day after this?
Yes, it will be a new day.
Okay.
The
I shall
countdown.
roll my thingies for the morning then.
Yep. No combat, very little rolling in this session.
Mm.
Oh, that's alright. I will message you the results.
Right,
A lot of
okay.
exposition though.
Lot of exposition.
Oh yeah, we learned quite a bit.
So, thank you and good night. Play nice, be good, and all that jazz.
No!
Make promises you can't keep.
Bye, Rebecca's mum.
Night night.
Bye, Rebecca.
Bye.
Bye, Rebecca.
Bye,